NCWLIFE Channel Sports is proud to bring you the following presentation.
In easily to score is Byer. Schooler comes out right behind him.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Biosports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for Youth. Now, live coverage of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Go, go, go!
Welcome to Recreation Park here in Wenatchee as we get ready for the first of a doubleheader here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Eric Granstrom with you, and just in time for the national anthem here at the ballpark on a cloudy and cool Friday afternoon. Our anthem in cadence with a car alarm going off in the parking lot as we're ready for baseball here this afternoon on the NCWLIFE Channel. Let's take a look at our starting lineups, and the starting lineups brought to you by TC Slingers. Let TC Slingers save you time, money, and labor with their conveyor application. Call for your free estimate today at 509-885-2269. TC Slingers of Wenatchee, your landscape placement company. Let's take a look at the lineups here for Coach Ryan Johnson. First of all, the visiting West Valley Rams with a record of 4-2. They're 3-1 in Big Nine play. The two teams met earlier this week with a 15 strikeout performance for West Valley. They beat Wenatchee by a score of 3-0. Batting first, the shortstop, Brant Knisley. He's a sophomore. Batting second will be first baseman Brody Mills. Batting third, the pitcher, Tommy Maliski. Batting fourth and cleanup center fielder John Sullivan. Batting fifth will be Jackson May. He's at third base. Batting sixth will be Steven Johnson. He's the DH. Batting seventh, the left fielder Isaac Frula. Batting eighth, the right fielder Hudson Freeze. Batting ninth will be the second baseman Landon Burley. The catcher, by the way, is Anthony Hannon Renteria for the West Valley Rams. Meanwhile, for the Wenatchee Panthers, off to an 0-4 start, 0-1 in Big Nine play after that 3-0 loss earlier this week to West Valley. Their head coach is Josh Irvin. Let's take a look at the lineup here. Batting first to be shortstop Joe Skyleman. Batting second, center fielder Ben Kennedy. Batting third, the catcher is James Butler. Batting fourth, pitcher Evan Smith. Batting fifth will be third baseman Moses Cox. Batting sixth, the first baseman Owen Irvin. Batting seventh is second baseman Brock Toffness. Ryan Branham bats eighth. He's the right fielder, and left fielder Thomas Ivy is batting ninth. Our umpires today, Dan Kulik behind home plate, John Steiner out in the field, and our first pitch of the ball game from the Panthers is on the way, and a swing and a miss by Knisley for a strike one. 0-1 to count to Brant Knisley. Underway here at Paul Thomas. There we go. Recreation Park here, the historic site on the campus of the Triangle Park facility in Pioneer Middle School. A strike called on the second pitch. So quickly 0-2 on Knisley, the sophomore shortstop, batting from the right side here for the West Valley Rams. Right-hander's line and delivery on the 0-2 is swung on and missed. So a nice start to things here. The catcher will squeeze it. Butler will throw down to Irvin at first base. So K2-3 on the putout. One out here for West Valley. And they're part of the first inning. They'll bring up first baseman Brody Mills. West Valley on the season started off with a loss to Kennewick on the road 4-3. They beat Glacier Peak 10-5, then lost to Davis 4-1, then swept a doubleheader from the Pirates 18-9 and 11-1. And as we mentioned, won earlier this week 3-0. And Brody Mills takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count to the senior first baseman here for the Rams, batting from the left-handed batter's box, kind of crowding the plate just a tad. Smith looks into Butler for the sign, and the 0-1 pitch is a little outside for ball one, our first ball of the ball game. Wenatchee, meanwhile, started the season off in Woodinville with a 6-2 loss. They went to Othello and fell 7-4, and then hosted East Valley, fell in that one 5-3. So still looking for their first win of the season are the Panthers. The 1-1 pitch is across but a little bit high, and that brings the count at 2-1. Tommy Malinsky waiting on deck here for the West Valley Rams. Cloudy skies, rain threatening later. We hope we can get both games of the doubleheader in here this afternoon. The 2-1 pitch on the way is just outside for ball three. Talking with Coach Josh Irvin. By the way, he's assisted by Eric Brownlee, Eric Kuntz, and Neil Safely. Before the ball game, he says, of course, high school ball, it's all about pitching. The 3-1 pitch swung on a miss. Pulled the string on that one. The count goes to full now to Brody Mills at 3-2. But he said, we'll be as good as our starting pitching has been. And that's been kind of shaky so far. He says what's really been hampering the Panthers here in the early going is just the bats. They haven't happened. The 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on a miss. So a couple of strikeouts to start the ball game. Well, that's what you want on the home field by Evan Smith. And that'll bring up Tommy Malinsky. So Malinsky will bat from the left-handed batter's box here. The pitcher for the Rams steps up. So far, so good for Evan Smith. First pitch is a curveball missing outside for ball one. 1-0 the count to Molesky. Thomas Molesky. Say he's a switch hitter. The 1-0 pitch is a little bit low for ball two. 2-0 the count. We have had a couple of raindrops fall here before the ball game as we were setting up this afternoon. But so far, knock on wood, it's dry. 2-0 the count to Molesky. Big deep breath by the right-hander Evan Smith, and the delivery on the way to the plate. Swung on a well-hit ball deep to right field. Back on it is the right fielder Branham, and that's going to carry him off the wall. Rounding second, heading for third is Molesky, and he will be in with a sliding triple with 2 outs here for West Valley. A ringing triple off the fence in right field. By the way, I brought my rangefinder that I normally use pathetically on the golf course, so I thought it might help me a little bit here on the baseball paths. So shot from behind home plate, and I'm glad I did to get the range of our fences here at Recreation Park. The signage out there, not quite accurate. As John Sullivan steps up, the first pitch to him is a strike taken, 0-1 the count. So 2 outs for West Valley, a runner at scoring position at third base. Out in right field, by the way, that's 308 in right field, 346 in left field, and 370 to straightaway center. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count quickly in the favor of Evan Smith, 0-2 to John Sullivan, the cleanup batter here for the West Valley Rams. In the power alleys, if you will, left center and right center, it's equidistant, 359 feet to left center and right center here at Recreation Park. Smith sets, and the right-hander's 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on it, popped up in the infield, foul territory. And who's going to call for it? Smith will grab it, and that'll do it here for the Rams. They get a runner aboard, but they leave a man stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the first. No score for West Valley, and Wenatchee due up next. You're watching Big Nine Baseball today here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
To the bottom of the first we go. Wenatchee will send Joe Skyleman, Ben Kennedy, and James Butler here in the bottom of the first. Our broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Together for Youth, encouraging you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. Also by Save Mart. Shop smart, shop local, providing outstanding value and service since 1962. Get our umpire and crew today. Dan Kulik is behind home plate. John Steiner out on the base paths. Recreation Park, if you're not familiar, has artificial surface on the infield and then natural grass in the outfield. First pitch by Tommy Molesky is a swing and a miss by Skyleman. 0-1 the count here to Joe. Junior shortstop for the Panthers. Just 3 seniors in the lineup here for Wenatchee. A swing and a miss on strike 2 for Skyleman. 0-2 the count. Molesky, left-hander on the mound. Quick worker out there. And the 0-2 pitch on the way, misses high and away for ball 1. Well, it was interesting watching the Mariner game last night as Seattle picked up an opening day win over Cleveland, 3-0 on Ty France's 3-run home run. The pitch clock certainly makes a difference. The 1-2 pitch here swung on and, according to the umpire, fouled into the glove of the catcher. So 1 up, 1 down for Wenatchee, and that'll bring up center fielder Ben Kennedy. Kennedy is a senior. A lot of seniors in the lineup here for Coach John. Just 3 seniors in the lineup for Coach Josh Irvin. I was thinking about the lineup for West Valley. They've got a ton of seniors. In fact, I think 5 or 6 seniors in the lineup here. Ball 1 outside to Kennedy. And the 1-0 pitch misses high and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count here to Kennedy. Working from the third base side of the rubber, Molesky's next pitch swung on and fouled into the backstop shy of the dugout on the first base side. 2-1 the count here to Ben Kennedy. Tommy Molesky on the mound. Anthony Hannon-Renteria, the catcher, is swinging a miss here, and the count even at 2-2. And Molesky certainly can bring it. He has got some zip to that fastball, that is for sure. James Butler waiting on deck here for Wenatchee, and the 2-2 pitch on the way to the plate swung on a miss. So 2 up, 2 down, and 2 strikeouts here for Molesky. And that'll bring up James Butler. Sophomore catcher will step up for the right-handed batter's box for the Panthers. Molesky quickly working, and the first pitch swung on and hit on a hop right back to him. And he'll toss over to the bag. 1-3 on the putout, so a 3 up, 3 down story for Wenatchee. We are through 1 here at Recreation Park. Scoreless. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
At Prestige Senior Living, we celebrate life at every age. From our cognitive and fall reduction programs to our focus on life enrichment and wellness, we help our residents maintain independence while nurturing mind, body, and spirit. Residents also enjoy a wide variety of amenities and services, including restaurant quality dining, housekeeping, a full calendar of events, and so much more. To learn more or to schedule a tour, visit us at prestigecare.com or call the number on your screen. We can't wait to show you around.
Number 5, 6, and 7 batters due up for West Valley in their part of the second. Jackson May, Stephen Johnson, and Isaac Frula due up here for the Rams. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Sangster Motors, family owned and operated, home of the all-new electric Hummer pickup and SUV. Also by Les Schwab. Les Schwab takes your safety seriously every time you stop by. Eric Granstrom with you from Recreation Park here today. First of 2 games on the NCWLIFE Channel. We're crossing our fingers on that second game. The weather forecast has the clouds moving in. They have. And then rain's coming in as well. And windy conditions. Right now the wind kind of blowing in from right field here at the ballpark. Jackson May will step up, the third baseman, senior third baseman here for West Valley. Recognize that name from basketball here just a couple of months ago. First pitch on the way, swung on and hit hard past the mound, and backhanded play by second baseman Brock Toughness. He'll knock it down, but it'll be an infield single. Second hit of the ball game here for the Rams, and that'll bring up Stephen Johnson. Johnson is the DH here in game 1 of this twin bill. By the way, Ryan Johnson, the head coach for West Valley, assisted by John Hernandez, Tim Rowenstad, Josh Pierce, Nick Burdett, Hayden Groth, Jimmy McDonald, and Rob Malicote. Big coaching staff here for the Rams. First pitch on the way, swung on and popped up behind second base. Backing up and calling for it is Toughness, and he will make the out for out number 1. Holding steady at first base is Jackson May. So 1 down here in the second brings up left fielder Isaac Frula. Frula steps in the right-handed batter's box as Evan Smith works on the mound from the stretch. Checks the runner behind him. He goes. Pitches high. Thrown out to second base is not quite in time. In safely with a stolen base is Jackson May. Meanwhile, the count to Frula at 1-0 on that pitch that was taken high. So a runner in scoring position for the second inning in a row here for West Valley. Evan Smith with a check out at second base. Second baseman comes in. The pitch swung on and foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, and the count even to Frula now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pretty decent crowd on hand here this afternoon to cheer on both teams. We've got spring break getting underway for a lot of school districts across the state of Washington. 1-1 to count to Frula. And a turn and a throw by Smith as he tosses back to Toughness covering the bag. Not in time to get Jackson May out there. May certainly has some speed, so you got to keep an eye and keep him honest out there. Skyleman comes in from a shortstop position. Couple of checks over his shoulder by Smith. The 1-1 pitch to the plate is inside for a ball. 2-1 the count. But getting back to that Mariner game last night, it was interesting to see the pitch clock. Certainly took effect late in the ball game. In the Mariners' 3-run 8th inning, there was a clock violation. This pitch swung on and cued off the hands of the bats, and right there is Smith off the mound to his right. He'll field and throw in time for the out. 1-3 on the putout. May stays at second. 2 down here in the inning. Brings up right fielder Hudson Freeze. Sophomore will step in from the left-handed batters. No, right-handed batter's box here for West Valley. Reliever for Cleveland rattled by that pitch clock last night. He had a violation, so a ball was called, and then the crowd got on him, and shortly thereafter it was Ty France with a 3-run home run over the right field fence. Freeze up now, a throw back to the bag at second again, and just trying to keep Jackson May honest is Evan Smith as Brock Toughness covers. Nowhere close to the bag. In fact, there was not even a tag applied. Freeze back and ready, and Smith comes to the plate. Swung on and chopped right to the shortstop, Skyleman. He'll field it on a couple of hops. Throw high, but a good job by Irvin over there to get his foot down in time for the outs. So again, West Valley gets a runner aboard on a hit. They leave a man. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless here at Rec Park. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Evan Smith will start it off here in the second for Wenatchee in a scoreless contest so far. First of two games at Recreation Park this afternoon between the Panthers and the Rams. And the first pitch by Molesky swung on and fouled out of play on the first base side. 0-1 the count here to Smith. Game time temperature 50 degrees, expecting pretty much around 50 for the weekend. Lots of rain coming up tomorrow and lots of wind tomorrow night. So good that this game is happening today. The second pitch bounces in for a ball. 1-1 to count to Smith. He'll be followed by Moses Cox and Owen Irvin here in the second for Wenatchee. Trying to get their offense going this week. The 1-1 pitch is swung on, and he was behind that fastball, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. This pitch swung on, and beautiful stab out there at the shortstop by Neisler. Able to climb the ladder and time it just right for the line out, put out. 1 out here in the second brings up third baseman Moses Cox. Hardest hit ball of the game so far by Wenatchee. Nothing to show for it, however, for the Panthers. This pitch swung on and fouled back. 0-1 the count to Cox. Third baseman, one of the few seniors in the lineup here for Josh Irvin. Next pitch is fouled back, so quickly ahead in the count is Tommy Molesky at 0-2. That has been a theme for the game so far for Molesky through an inning plus. The 0-2 pitch swung on and hit hard, and that's going to get into center field for a base hit. So Wenatchee's first safe hit comes with an out here in the second as Cox is aboard. That'll bring up the freshman first baseman, Owen Irvin. Well, Irvin made a nice play on a ball that was thrown high to him by Skyleman to help get out of the top half of this inning. And how many times do you see that where a guy makes a play defensively and then he comes back and does something offensively? Pitch by Molesky as the runner goes. The pitch swung on a miss. The throw to second high and in safely with a stolen base is Moses Cox. Talking with Josh Shervin before the ball game, he also said that it's been tough. You know, you struggle hitting, so as a result, you don't have a lot of guys on the base paths, and so it's been hard to try to put the game in motion. The pitch here is low for a ball, or he's going to call it a strike. No, he called it a ball. So he says outside on that pitch to Irvin. 1-1 to count up on the scoreboard here. And the pitch here swung on a miss. And there, that's strike 3. Okay, so that was strike 2. So gone swinging is Irvin. That'll bring up second baseman Brock Toftness. So if the Panthers are going to score, they're going to have to do it with a 2-out rally here as Toftness steps up. Short lead out at second by Cox. Pitch to the plate is low for ball 1. The ball got back off the pitcher on the toss back by catcher Hannon Renteria. But everybody holds their spot with Cox out there at second base. Of course, the ball trickling on the infield in front of him, so it's not like he could really do a lot out there. 1-0 the count to Toftness here. With 2 down in the inning, the pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen behind home plate. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Moses Lake off to a perfect start so far in Big 9 play. They are 4-0 on the season on the Mavericks, 6-1 overall. Eastmont also undefeated in Big Nine play at 3-0. Look back to the bag at second by Molesky, and diving headfirst back there is Cox. West Valley coming in third place. Well, yeah, basically third at 3-1 today. The runner from second go, the pitch swung on, hit in the air to right center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit, and it's going to score the first run of the ball game. Wenatchee leads it 1-0. Give an RBI opposite field to Toughness. Cox was running on the pitch, and so he scores easily on the play. Hudson Freeze, I don't know, maybe he didn't see it well off the bat. He didn't really even make a run for it out there in right field. Thought it might hang up for him, but no, it drops in for a base hit and an RBI, and Panthers on top for the first time this week. They score a run, lead at 1-0. Brian Branham will now step up. So a little two-out magic here for the Panthers. Brannon, a freshman, toss over to the bag at first, not in time to get Toughness. Davis so far is off at a 2-2 start in Big Nine play. Sunnyside 1-4. Ike and Wenatchee both looking for the first wins. Toss to the bag at first, not in time. It was a little closer play that time for Toughness. Branham still waiting for the first pitch to come his way. He swings and fouls it back. The count 0-1 here to Ryan. Lots of chatter coming over from the Panther dugouts. Everybody standing up. Everybody trying to make some noise here for Wenatchee. Branham, after a look down to the third base coach's box to Josh Irvin, will watch Molesky toss over to the bag again at first base. When you get a couple of jumps and guys trying to swipe bags, you need to pay a little more attention. This pitch swung on, and a hard hit ball to center field. Sullivan rolling to his left will make the catch for the out, and that'll do it. But not before Wenatchee gets a run on 2 hits, 1 man left. We'll head to the third. Wenatchee 1, West Valley nothing. You're watching Big Nine Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
To the third inning we go, and Landon Burley will start it off here for West Valley as the Rams find themselves down on the scoreboard 1-0 after a 2-out rally for Wenatchee in their part of the second. Score our first run of the ball game. Burley, a sophomore second baseman, steps in the left-handed batter's box, and the first pitch to him by Evan Smith. Off speed, missing outside for ball 1. We'll head back to the top of the order for Brent Nisley up next. He'll be followed by Brody Mills here in the third. The next pitch swung on and hit hard to center field, and that's going to be right at Ben Kennedy out there. So a line out for the first out. And back to the top of the order for Brent Nisley. Nisley 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. First pitch on the way is a bunt attempt. Popped it up and into the screen behind home plate. 0-1 the count. Neisler, a sophomore shortstop for the West Valley Rams. West Valley, of course, is back in the day in the Mid-Valley League along with Eastmont before everybody got lumped up as a 4A school. This pitch misses inside for a ball. 1-1 the count. So the two teams have met only 29 times have Wenatchee and West Valley. Evan Smith ready with the 1-1 pitch. It's low for a ball. 2-1 to count. Wenatchee leads the overall series. Careful of that chair, Dan. Dan Kuntz just joined me in the booth here and about fell out of the booth. But Wenatchee leads the series 20-9 overall, 13-6 at league play since they've both been part of the Big Nine. This pitch swung on a foul out of play down the right field line. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One down here in the third. Wenatchee leading at 1-0. Appreciate you joining us on the NCWLIFE Channel. A little filtered sunshine here at the moment. The 2-2 wind and delivery by Smith is swung on, and off the catcher it goes, and easily pouncing on it and throwing down to first base is Butler. So K2-3 for the second time in a row for Nisley, and 2 down here in the inning. Brings up the first baseman, Brody Mills. Mills struck out in the first. By the way, that strikeout for Evan Smith is his third of the ball game. 2 outs, and the first pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. West Valley has won the last 4 against Wenatchee, including the one earlier this week, 3-0 on Tuesday. 0-1 pitch by Smith is outside for ball 1. James Butler with a high crouch behind home plate, showing a high sign for his pitcher. Looks over to the dugout for what the coaching staff wants to do here. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Excuse me, bounces in for a ball. It's one thing the staff and I were talking about earlier today. Even if it does rain here, you've got artificial surface infield, including that brown area, that's grass. Well, in a manner of speaking. Next pitch taken for a strike. And the count goes to 2-2 here on Mills with 2 outs in the third. Evan Smith trying to shut him down after giving up a couple of base hits in the first 2 frames. The 2-2 wind and delivery by Smith on the way. Swung on and chopped back over the mound to the right side of the infield. Second baseman over, but his throw is going to be late. Good dig over there by Owen Irvin on the toss by Toughness. So an infield single here for Mills. That'll continue the inning and bring up pitcher Tommy Molesky. Molesky with a ringing triple in his first at-bat. Took a hop and hit the fence out there in right field. And then Branham had a hard time chasing it down after that. Tossed over to the bag at first, not in time to get Mills. So the third hit of the ball game for West Valley. 1 per frame so far. The triple by Molesky back in the first, a single by May in the second, now a single by Mills with 2 outs. This pitch misses away to Molesky, 1-0 the count, as Evan Smith might be a little more careful with Molesky after that first at-bat in the ball game for the pitcher. Short lead by Mills over at first base. Smith working from the stretch, and the 1-0 pitch on the way to the plate. The runner goes. The pitch swung on and fouled on the third base side, and that's going to get out of play. And the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Kennedy Real Estate Group. They're more than selling houses. They're building communities. Buying or selling, call Kennedy Real Estate Group. Find them online at KENADYGroup.com. That's with a K, Kennedy Real Estate. Molesky back and ready. Smith with a long peek over his shoulder at the runner at first, who holds for now. Now they're going to toss back that way. The ball got past the first baseman, Irvin, so down to second on the play, and sliding in safely will be Brody Mills. So that's going to go down as an error on the pitcher on the throw over to the bag at first on a pickoff move. And Mills down to second. And now another scoring opportunity here for West Valley. Other games happening around the Big Nine today. Sunnyside at Davis for a twin bill, and Moses Lake home at Larson Playfield taking on Eisenhower this afternoon. 1-0 here. Wenatchee on top. 2 outs in the third. This pitch is low for a ball. 2-1 to Molesky. Well, he already showed that he's got some power. In fact, the outfield kind of shifted around to the right for the left-handed power hitter at the plate. 2-1 the count to Molesky. Smith, the pitch. Swung on, popped up, and foul and out of play behind home plate. The count evens to Molesky. At 2 balls and 2 strikes, good off-speed pitch there by Evan Smith. We've got our good buddy and baseball fanatic Dan Kuntz in the booth, so we'll put a headset on him here in the bottom of the third and get his perspective. I want to talk to Dan about the pitch clock in Major League Baseball. This pitch bounces in for a ball, and losing it for a moment was Butler. It was actually right between his feet. Doesn't go far, so the runner out there holds at second in Brody Mills, and the count runs full to Molesky at 3-2. John Sullivan hoping for a chance, waiting on deck here for West Valley. 2 down in the third. Runner at second and a 3-2 count to Tommy Molesky. Pitch by Smith. Swung on and a fly ball to right field, but right there camping is Branham, or now the center fielder actually will come over, and Kennedy will make the catch for the out. So a fly ball out to right center will end the frame. To the bottom of the third we go. Wenatchee 1, West Valley nothing. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I believe we've been coming to Abby's for 56 years, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
56 years.
Remembering all the events as a family and a community that we spent at Abby's.
Excellent and delicious food at an affordable price. We're delighted that we live close enough to be able to be a frequent customer.
And we are.
And we are. In fact, we've got orders to bring home a giant pizza when we leave here tonight.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Thomas Ivy fouls off the first pitch to him as we get underway here in the bottom of the third. Eric Granstrom with you. Dan Kuntz joining us on the broadcast as well. 0-1 to Thomas Ivy. The pitch by Molesky is swing and a miss on a pitch high and outside. Quickly 0-2 on Ivy. Joe Skyleman, Ben Kennedy also due up here in the third for the Panthers, leading at 1-0, looking for their first win of the season. Hello, Dan Kuntz.
Hello, Eric Granstrom. How are you?
Good. The 0-2 pitch here is high and away, and immediately, we don't have the benefit of a speed gun here, but this kid, Tommy Molesky, can bring it. I mean, I know you haven't had really a chance to look at the game much. You've been busy taking care of cameras and all that stuff, but he can bring it to the plate.
And he can hit, as we saw.
Yeah, no kidding. 1-2 the count. So what do you think about this whole pitch clock now in Major League Baseball?
I was initially against it, and I readily admit I was wrong. And it's odd. It's the batters who seem to be having a harder time adjusting than the pitchers are.
1-2 pitch high and away for ball 2. 2-2 the count here to Ivy. Yeah, so it seems to be a benefit to the pitchers.
I think that's exactly what's going on. It's still, it's early games that count. They're one game in, 161 to go. But that's my initial reaction after the strikeout there. Of course, we've saw it. I think almost every game had a pitch count violation, pitch clock violation. It was almost always on the batter that I was able to see.
Yeah. It did affect the game a little bit last night for the Mariners. Pitch swung on a foul back. 0-1 here to Joe Skyleman, who is 0-for-1 with a strikeout in his first plate appearance.
Baseball games were too long. Major League games were just getting to become a slog, and I understand it. I get it.
Well, you want to try to make it more fan-friendly, and, our society is in this fast food world nowadays where you got to have it now. And so 3+ hour baseball games was just too much for people to consume these days. 1-1 pitch here, swung on a well-hit ball to left center field. Is anybody going to get to this? It'll hold up for the left fielder, Isaac Frula. He'll make the catch for the out.
Both teams are hitting the ball. They're just hitting it to hitting it to the defense.
2 down here in the third brings up Ben Kennedy.
Contact isn't really the issue. I was talking to the head coach of the Apple Sox, Mitch Darlington. He's very much a traditionalist, and I was asking his opinion on it. And
on the pitch clock.
On the pitch clock.
Okay.
And he says anything to bring fans to the game, he's for.
Yeah. Pitch misses outside to Ben Kennedy. 1-0 the count. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Anything that increases the popularity of the game, he's all for it.
Well, you remember last season, before the season started, swing and a miss here, evens the count to Kennedy at 1-1. Ken Griffey Jr. was brought on as a special assistant to Major League Baseball to help drive fandom, right? And
as was Theo Epstein.
To bring younger audiences to the game. And I don't know if it's Ken's, deal to say, hey, we need to speed it up. But, I mean, if that's what people are telling you, then you need to figure out how to do it. And, well, speeding it up by 27 minutes a game in the spring training, that absolutely made a difference.
If you look back, and they're all over YouTube and anyway, you look at a baseball game, usually a baseball game from the 70s and the 80s, they were 2.5 hours tops. Most of them are right around 2 hours and 15 minutes as he strikes out to end the inning.
Swing and a miss here. We'll head to the fourth frame, 1-0. West Valley trailing Wenatchee. You're watching Big Nine Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey, man. How's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
To the fourth we go. John Sullivan, Jackson May, and Steven Johnson do up here for West Valley. It's a 1-0 ball game. Good one so far. First of 2 here this afternoon on the NCWLIFE Channel. Eric Granstrom along with Dan Kuntz talking about Major League Baseball, and there was a Major League affiliacy here to Recreation Park.
For many, many years.
Wenatchee Chiefs back in the day. Of course, our friend now departed Bob Robertson, the voice of the Cougars forever, used to be the voice of the Chiefs, and told me a story about doing games here in the summertime on top of the overhang here at Recreation Park.
That's where the press box used to be, right at the very edge of the overhang. And believe it or not, it's long gone now, but if you look at old photos, you can still see it there.
He said he'd sit outside of the press box to get some sun. I can't imagine redheaded Bob Robertson that was a good thing. And swinging a miss here by John Sullivan evens the count of 1-1 strike as we're underway in the fourth. 1-0 Wenatchee on top.
Great old ball yard here.
The 1-1 pitch is high for a ball. 2-1 the count. Evan Smith working here for Wenatchee. He's been tested but has held up so far. 3 base hits in the ball game. Given up by Smith so far. Sullivan 0 for 1 with a pop foul to the first baseman. This pitch swung on a hit hard, but backhanding it is Skyleman at short. His throw to first again high. Second time that he's thrown high, and this one goes off the glove of Owen Irvin. So that's going to be an error on the throw, and that'll put a runner aboard to lead off an inning for the second time here this afternoon by West Valley. That'll bring up Jackson May, who led off the second with a base hit, got as far as second base.
I think he rushed that throw just a little bit. He had a little more time to set his feet and throw a strike.
Toss to the bag at first, not in time to get John Sullivan. Center fielder, you assume he's got some speed at first base, so they need to keep an eye on him. First pitch to the plate here misses outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. James Butler, the catcher, was set up outside, so maybe thinking that Sullivan had an idea to go on that first pitch. So May 1 for 1 on a base hit that just went off the stretched arms of Toughness as he dove to his right. Now scoring to bunt is May. And a long look by Smith. Now he'll finally throw to first base. Boy, and that's hard as a pitcher to hold like that and not balk.
Yeah.
And not flinch. Oh, and 1 to count to May. He'll swing away at this one, pop it up right side, and that is going to get out of play. And the count goes to 1-1 here on the third baseman for West Valley.
That reminds me, Eric, where did you park the truck? We all know at Rec Park.
It's clear over by Triangle Park here. It's over by the softball diamonds. So I'm safe unless somebody decides to have softball practice over there. 1-1 the count here to May, who squares to bunt again. The pitch is in outside. A snap throw down to first, not in time, as Irvin tries to apply the tag. 2-1 now the count to Jackson May.
Not a big fan of the pickoffs and the quick throws at the high school level. They're great if you can pull them off, but for more often than not, it usually leads to mistakes and base runners advancing.
Fastball here misses inside for ball 3, 3-1. One walk, no, let's see, not a walk given up so far by Evan Smith. That's what Coach Irvin was telling me before the ballgame for Wenatchee, is that they've had some decent pitching, but they just kind of run out of gas at some point. And a pitch low for ball 4, given up here is the first walk of the game, puts runners at first and second. So here come the Rams with an opportunity, and now we're going to have a conversation on the mound here.
I think we may have I don't know if Mr. Skyleman's going to pitch now. The coach made a pointing motion to the shortstop.
Unless it was about who's got the bag and that type of thing. 1-run game, 2 runners aboard. You could get a bunt here, possibly.
Possibly.
So, who's rotating to third base in case they bunted up the third baseline. Shortstop's got to have the bag, that type of thing.
This is the first of a doubleheader in the third game of the week between these two teams. And, of course, a couple of years ago, they changed the rules. They now use a pitch count for pitcher eligibility as opposed to games or innings played, which was a significant changer.
Yeah, it makes way more sense.
It is up
because you got a kid that throws 6 innings, but he was 3 up, 3 down with 5 pitches in 2 of those frames. It's like, well, he's still fresh. Johnson scoring to bunt. Irvin comes in on the grass. The bunt attempt is missed. I don't know if he fouled it. I didn't hear a tink.
I didn't either.
But the umpire says strike 1. Dan Kulik, that is, behind home plate. John Steiner out there on the base pass. 0-1 the count to Steven Johnson. Scoring the bunt again. Cox at third, staying even with the bag out there. Pitch by Smith is low and outside for a ball. Congratulations to your Yankees winning on their opening day yesterday.
Was just a great day.
I noticed that they changed the theme. It's always been opening day, and the lettering on the infield in the foul territory was always opening day. Now they're saying opening week. This pitch is high and inside for a ball. Little chin music for Johnson. 2-1 to count.
Back to that pitch count thing. It's up to the individual teams to inform the umpire that the pitcher at this point is officially done. For the
you're talking about high school.
Yeah,
okay.
talking about the high school. Yeah. Just wanted to get back real quickly to the new rule involving.
Runner from second goes. The throw down is high. So in with a stolen base on a ball is Sullivan. May stays at first base. And a count now should be 3-1 on Steven Johnson. It is. So a sticky situation here for Evan Smith with nobody down, runners on the corners. And a 3-1 count to Johnson. James Butler with his mask atop his head looked over to the dugout. Now he's hollering out to the infield what they want to do here defensively.
I would not have the first baseman hold the runner on first at this point.
No.
That's right now is a defensive liability.
Smith ready. The 3-1 pitch swung on, and a well-hit ball to left field. And backing up is Ivy. He'll make the catch. The runner from third tags, and no throw home, and the game is tied. So F7 sacrifice, RBI for Johnson. 1 out here in the inning. May holds at first base on the play, and we're tied at 1.
Now, you may have heard a pretty good contingent of West Valley fans came up. About 30, 35 of them are here.
Yes.
And none of them brought us a burger from Miners, by the way. I asked.
What? Isaac Frula now steps up. He grounded back to the pitcher in his first at bat. This pitch thrown over to first base, got away from first baseman Owen Irvin, and he scampers after, but not before Jackson May hustles down to second base. And again, another miscue on a pickoff move.
And again, that's one of those reasons I don't think it's particularly necessary at this level of baseball. That's what happens more often than not, especially early in the year.
So Frula now in scoring position, 1 out in the inning, and the first pitch, Frula gets the first pitch his way, bunted on a hop. Now the throw high, and everybody's safe. Evan Smith off the mound on the bunt, fielded. I thought he might be able to catch it on the fly, but no, it bounced off the turf, and then his throw is high. May holds up at second on the play. I'm surprised he didn't move down to third on that throw.
Yeah, and again, I think it was just a tad rushed. I think he had a little more time.
Well, that's what happens when you're 0-4, and you've had kind of a struggle. 1-1 ball game, 2 aboard, and the first pitch low to Hudson Freeze.
This is a big at-bat right now. It really is. Critical part of the ball game.
Yeah, Wenatchee's defense loved to turn 2 right here and get out of the inning. 1-0 count to Freeze, and the pitch on the way is a little inside for ball 2. 2-0 to the sophomore right fielder for West Valley. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to short in the second on a high throw by Skyleman back then. And a good play over at first by Owen Irvin to get up and then get his foot back down on the bag. Hitters count here. The 2-0 pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count goes to 2-1. Aaron Judge off to 162 home runs pace.
I watched the game on my computer at work. Don't tell Brenda or Dimitri. And, yeah, 1 pitch, and next pitch he jacked it out of the ballpark. Nice start to the year.
That wasn't the second pitch of the game, was it?
No, the second pitch that he saw.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Somebody said the second pitch of the game. I'm like, he's leading off.
No, he'll be hitting 2 until he retires, I think.
This pitch misses just outside, so the count runs to 3-1 to Freeze. Landon Burley waiting on deck here for West Valley. They've got a rally here in the fourth, have tied it. 1 down, 2 on, and a 3-1 count to Hudson Freeze. This pitch swung on and fouled away down the right field line and out of play. And the count runs full now to Freeze at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Plan your next tournament and event today. Call the Pro Shop to schedule your time with their full swing S4 widescreen golf simulators. By the way, with that simulator, less lost balls.
The way I played, I probably would have lost a couple virtual golf balls.
509-884-4653. That's what the great thing. You're actually hitting real balls. Love that. Pitch swung on a chop back over the mound. Shortstop Skyleman in on the ball. Will throw to first in time to get a big out there. 6-3 on the putouts. Down to third goes May. To second goes Frula. And to the number 9 batter we go, and second baseman Landon Burley.
See if the Panthers can limit the damage to just 1 run.
Burley lined out to center in his first at bat, so he's 0 for 1. Still pitching from the stretch is Smith. Pitch on the way, swung on, and this might be trouble. In on the ball comes the left fielder, and it held up for Thomas Ivy out there. So that does limit the damage. 1 run in on a hit and a couple of errors. We will head to the bottom of the fourth, all tied at 1. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Paul Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
To the bottom of the 4th inning we go, all tied at 1. James Butler, Evan Smith, and Moses Cox do up for Wenatchee in their part of the 4th inning. Eric Granstrom with you, Dan Kutz, Matthew Ortiz, Clark Sims, our crew here on site today. Matthew Moore back in the studios, and the first pitch is a strike to Butler, 0-1 the count. James 0 for 1 with a grounder back to the mound on a hop. Back in the 1st inning. This pitch swung on and missed, and again quickly out in front of the hitter is Tommy Molesky. Hard-throwing left-hander for the West Valley Rams. 1-1 the count in a tie ball game. This pitch swung on and fly ball to right field, and on the line making the catch on the run is Hudson Freeze for the out. 1 down for the Panthers brings up pitcher Evan Smith. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Harvest Valley Pest Control. You can rest assured that Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kid and pet safe material around your home or office. Call Harvest Valley Pest Control today for your free estimate. The first pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Smith, 0-1 the count. Give Harvest Valley Pest Control a call at 509-423-2207 to get your free estimate. The 0-1 pitch is a little outside for ball 1. Pretty quick moving first of 2 here this afternoon at Recreation Park. Got soccer across the way in the Apple Bowl going on. Curveball here is a taken strike in the count 1-2. 3 strikeouts so far in the ball game for Molesky. Wenatchee got its 1 run on a couple of hits back in the 2nd. This pitch fastball misses inside for ball 2, 2-2 to Smith. West Valley in the top part of this inning, able to tie the game up. The 2-2 pitch is swung on a miss. So that is the 4th strikeout of the game. Make that the 5th strikeout. Apologies. For Molesky, and that brings up senior Moses Cox, who is 1 for 1 and scored Wenatchee's first run. Swing and a miss here, 0-1 to count. Cox with a base hit to center. Eventually came around on a 2-out base hit by Toughness. A swing and a miss here. And he's behind in the count at 0-2. 2 down for Wenatchee here in the 4th. A run on 3 hits for West Valley. A run on 2 hits and 2 errors for Wenatchee. Pitch on the way, high and away for ball 1. West Valley fans that are here thought that may have been strike 3. Close, but not quite. The 1-2 pitch by Molesky is a curveball. Ooh, my, that barely missed, and the count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners in Cleveland play again tonight, 7:10. Robbie Ray getting the start for Seattle. This pitch is low for ball 3. So a good eye by Moses Cox after falling behind 0-2 is now brought it full at 3-2 with 2 down. Owen Irvin hoping for a chance, waiting on deck here for the Panthers. The 3-2 pitch swung on and hit into left center field, and that's going to drop down for a base hit. So a 2 for 2 afternoon for Moses Cox. 2-out hit here for the Panthers, and that'll bring up freshman Owen Irvin.
Number 33, Owen Irvin.
Irvin struck out in his first plate appearance, so he's 0 for 1. One of the 5 strikeouts, there you go, by Tommy Molesky here this afternoon. Molesky from the stretch. First pitch is swung on a miss. Behind that fastball was Irvin. Big crowd on hand last night at T-Mobile Park for the Mariners season opener. And the recipe looked very similar to what happened last year for a lot of the season in a 90-win season for the Mariners, getting to the postseason for the first time in 21 years. Good pitching, good defense, and then late scoring. Ty France broke a 0-0 tie with a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th last night. 0-1 here, the count to Owen Irvin. Another toss to the bag at first, not in time to get Moses Cox over there. That's one good thing about having an artificial surface infield is that you don't get dirty. Runner from first goes. The pitch is low and inside. To throw down to second base is not in time. Stolen base for Cox. So Moses in safely. And the count even now to Irvin at 1-1 strike. So Wenatchee scoring chance with 2 down here in the 4th. The runner goes, the pitch swung on, fly ball, it's going to be trouble. First baseman going back, can't make the play. Runner's going to score, and then out at second base, rounding first, is Owen Irvin. But the run will count as Wenatchee gets a base hit and an RBI for Irvin, and then he's thrown out 9-4 on the putout for the 3rd out. So Wenatchee does get the lead. They lead it 2-1 as we'll head to the 5th inning of play. You're watching Big 9 baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can move this
Great. I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
We were in Roseburg in the early 80s. Our oldest son, Dan, was a defensive back, a starter on that team. They in fact, became Oregon State champions, setting the first undefeated 14-0 season in Oregon's history. And our kids still talk about that. I go back now, too, and I think about all those great days and great times. The neat thing is that we can go back in today and still enjoy the same quality food that we enjoyed 50 years ago. That's legendary.
Top of the order due up here for West Valley in the 5th as Wenatchee leads it 2-1 here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Brent Neisler, shortstop, stepping up. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And the first pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to count to Neisler. He'll be followed by Brody Mills and Tommy Molesky here in the 5th for West Valley. Evan Smith still pitching on the mound for Wenatchee. And the 0-1 pitch is a curveball missing away for ball 1. Neisler 0 for 2 with those 2 strikeouts, and both have required the catcher to throw down to first base after the 3rd strike. The 1-1 pitch on the way here is swung on and chopped back over the mound right to Skylerman on 2 hops. He'll throw to first base cleanly for the out. 6-3 on the putout. After Wenatchee getting the lead, nice to have a clean play defensively, and that'll bring up senior Brody Mills. Mills 1 for 2, got a base hit in his last plate appearance. Struck out in the 1st. Steps up from the left-handed batter's box. And the pitch by Smith on the way to the plate is a little low and inside for ball 1. First of 2 games, we'll have about a 15-20 minute pause between the 2 games, so lineups can be delivered and all that kind of fun stuff. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Mills, swung on a rip hard, and that got the umpire down the first baseline. Ricochets in fair territory. The umpire was in foul territory, and it went off of his leg, and he is down on the play. Ouch. Right in front of our camera, down the first baseline. Down to a knee quickly goes John Steiner. He's back up, but oh, mama. And the fans give him a round of applause here, as that took him down to a knee. By the way, the count even now to Mills at 1 ball and 1 strike. Our home plate umpire, Dan Kulick, goes down there, as well as the training staff for Wenatchee, to check on the umpire. Looks like John's going to be okay. I don't know where that got him. Looked like maybe on the shin. Definitely got him on the leg. And then the ball carried all the way out to right field. So foul ball since he was in foul territory. Boy, that was a ripped shot by Brody Mills. 1-1 the count now, as Evan Smith is back and ready and Mills back and ready and umpires are back and ready, and the pitch here misses high for a ball. 2-1 to count to Mills. From the windup, Evan Smith with the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. I don't think this is going to be playable. It is not. Evens the count to Mills at 2-2. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their #1 priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pickup and drop off available too. Stop by their website at globalcarcare.net. We'll be back with more baseball coming up next Friday here on the NCWLIFE Channel. The 2-2 pitch on the way is a little low for ball 3. 1 out here in the 5th. 2-1 ball game. Wenatchee on top. First of 2 games here this afternoon at Recreation Park. Smith with a long look in to James Butler for the sign. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and a fly ball to center field. Backing up is Kennedy, and he'll make the catch over his shoulder for the out. 2 down here in the 5th, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Tommy Molesky. Molesky with a triple and a fly out to center, so he's 1 for 2 in the ball game. We'll be at Dan White Field next Friday for Eastmont and Moses Lake, and right now it looks like it could be a battle for first place in the Big Nine. We'll have that doubleheader live on Facebook at 4 o'clock and then rebroadcast on TV at 6:30. Curveball here taken for a strike to Molesky, 0-1 to count. Oh, 1 pitch by Smith. Swung on, popped up, right side. Backing up is Toughness. He will call it on the grass and make the catch for the out. So a 1-2-3 frame for Wenatchee defensively. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Panthers on top of the Rams. You're watching Big Nine Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hello, television family. Grab your cup of coffee each weekday morning and join me. I'm Dan Kuntz, the host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's everything you need to start your day. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. every weekday on the NCWLIFE Channel.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Bottom of the order due up for Wenatchee here in their part of the 5th. Brock Toughness, Ryan Branham, and Thomas Ivy here as they lead it 2-1 over West Valley. Good game on hand here on the NCWLIFE Channel. And the first pitch by Molesky is swung on and fouled off the screen on the right side of the infield. 0-1 to count to Toughness, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI single back in the 2nd. Went the opposite way on a 1-1 pitch to score Moses Cox. The 0-1 pitch to him here is swung on and missed, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Our broadcast brought to you by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, providing heating and air conditioning service and installation since 1982. 1-1 pitch, or excuse me, the 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled, so he stays alive. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, serving residential and commercial. They specialize in indoor air quality, installation, service, and repair. 0-2 pitch to Toughness, swung on and again fouled away, so he stays alive. Ryan Branham, Thomas Ivy due up also here in the 5th frame. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Wenatchee. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for West Valley. Crowding the plate is Toughness. The pitch to him swung on and chopped up the third baseline, and a long run for May, and he's not going to get that throw in time. Infield single for Toughness. So he is 2 for 2 in the game. Wenatchee with a leadoff man aboard for the first time this afternoon, and that'll bring up right fielder Ryan Branham. We'll see if Coach Josh Irvin wants to play it a little small ball here, try to add on to the lead. See if they have Branham try to put the bunt down. Runner from first has to take a step back to the bag because Molesky throws that way. Pitch to the plate is taken low for, oh, nope, strike one, that is. A low strike called by the home plate umpire, Dan Kulik. And a count 0-1 to Ryan here. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center in his first plate appearance. Toss to the bag again, not in time to get Toughness over there. Long look down to the third base coach, Josh Irvin, by Branham. And again, strike 2 to Branham. Molesky with the pitch. Swung on a miss. He was behind that one. And so the first out here of the fourth is the sixth punch out for Molesky in the ball game. Thomas Ivy will now step up. He struck out looking in his first plate appearance back in the third to lead off the third inning. Instead, we're going to have a little conversation on the mound here. I don't believe Molesky is reaching that pitch limit, but maybe coaching staff thinking about second end of a doubleheader and maybe giving him a chance to pitch later on. See about that. Broadcast this afternoon brought to you by Confluence Health, high quality care close to home. Confluence Health, dedicated to improving their patients' health with safe, high quality care in 12 communities. 1 on, 1 down for Wenatchee as they lead it 2-1 here in the fifth. Home plate umpire Dan Kulik had to go over to the dugout on the third base side here, grab some more game balls. Nope, excuse me, we've got a pinch hitter coming up for Wenatchee. A swing and a miss as the runner from first goes. His dive head first into second base is in time. He slid past the bag and then folds over, collapsing on the bag. And so a stolen base for Brock Toughness. By the way, at the plate now is Connor Christensen for Wenatchee. So Wenatchee with a runner in scoring position, and the 1-0 pitch is high and away for a ball to Christensen. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Connor coming in a pinch hit role here for Thomas Ivy. And the 1-1 pitch swung on and fouled out of play on the right field side here. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So runner at second. 1 out for the Panthers in a 2-1 ball game. Again, Christensen crowding that plate from the right-handed batter's box. And the pitch by Molesky to him is swung on and chopped foul. Dead ball, so back to second. Brock Toughness will have to trot. Joe Skylerman waiting on deck here for Wenatchee, hoping to maybe have an impact in this frame. We're in the bottom of the fifth in a 2-1 contest. The 1-2 pitch is swung on a miss. The runner from second goes to third. He steals the bag. So Toughness putting the game in motion here. Gone on the strikeout is Christensen for the 7th strikeout. 2 down here in the fifth, and back to the top of the order for Joe Skylerman. Joe looking for his first hit of the ball game. Chance for Wenatchee to do a little more 2-out magic here. Curveball in for a strike. 0-1 to count to Skylerman. He's 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the first and flew out to left in the third. Molesky with a runner at third. The 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on, hit in the air, foul territory. First baseman giving a look, and it will go just out of play. And a count to Skylerman, 0-2. Back to third went Brock Toughness. And an 0-2 count here. Catcher's got to be on his toes, too. Renteria behind home plate. And the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on a miss, and that'll do it for Wenatchee. They get a runner aboard on a base hit and leave him stranded 90 feet away. We'll head to the sixth. It is 2-1 Wenatchee on top of West Valley. You're watching Big Nine Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence Health. Come grow with us.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
John Sullivan, Jackson May, and Steve Johnson. Stephen Johnson due up here for West Valley, and they're part of the 6th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. Wenatchee getting great starting pitching here from Evan Smith this afternoon. Our broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Coldwell Banker Cascade, encouraging you to leave your mark. Coldwell Banker Cascade, guiding you home in North Central Washington. Sullivan is 0 for 2. He did score a run, got aboard on an error in the 4th. And the first pitch to him is cross for a strike, 0-1 to count. Evan Smith, quality job here today for the Panthers. Got a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 5th. Looking for maybe another here in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch swung on a chop to the left side of the infield foul. And the count goes to 0-2 on Sullivan. Pop foul to the first baseman in the 1st inning. Got aboard on a throwing error by Joe Skyleman. And the 4th came around to score on the RBI by Stephen Johnson on a sac fly. 0-2 pitch on the way to him here is bouncing in for a ball. 1-2 the count. Panthers again 0-4 on the season overall. 0-1 in Big Nine play after falling to West Valley earlier this week, 3-0 in Yakima. The 1-2 pitch is a little inside for ball. Jackson May waiting on deck, who has got a 1-for-1 afternoon going here in game 1. The 3-2 pitch from Smith on the way is high for ball 4. So a leadoff man aboard here for West Valley for the 3rd time in the contest. They have left 5 runners on the base paths. Only 1 run to show for it. May got aboard on a walk in his last plate appearance. He scores to bunt here. He bunts it up the first baseline. Beautiful bunt. Smith off the mound will field and throw, and it's in time. Sacrifice bunt. 1-3 on the putout, and down to second goes John Sullivan. The tying run now in scoring position here for West Valley, as that brings up the designated hitter, Stephen Johnson. Johnson 0 for 1. He popped out to second in the 2nd, and then had a sacrifice fly to left field in the 4th to score West Valley's only run of the afternoon so far. This pitch bounces in. The runner from second goes. The throw down to third base is in time. They got him. Beautiful snap throw by James Butler on a pitch that was in the dirt. The throw down to third was in time. Moses Cox was able to lay the tag down and gets the out. Beautiful play by the defense for Wenatchee. So caught stealing 1-5 or 2-5 for the 2nd out. The count, by the way, 1-0 on Stephen Johnson. Tough play for Butler behind home plate on the pitch that bounced into him. And the batter's still standing there. He had to throw and negotiate around the batter. This pitch swung on a chop to the left side of the infield. Skyleman is there. He'll field and throw, and that's it. 6-3 on the putout for West Valley here in the 6th. As they are retired in order, we'll take a break, come back your way with more Wenatchee offense in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 Wenatchee. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35-plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Well, we got a new pitcher on the mound here for West Valley, and he is wearing number 12, so that would be Brant Neisler. And so we'll see if Tommy Molesky stayed in the game and went somewhere defensively. It looks like he went over to first base, I believe. He did. So Neisler will now be the pitcher on the mound, and he will face Ben Kennedy first for Wenatchee, or will he? No, he won't. It will be Matt Butler batting for Wenatchee. So new pitcher, new batter, and here we go, bottom of the 6th. First pitch is swung on a hit to the left side, backhanded ball by May over there. The long throw is in time for the out. Nice play by Jackson May at third base. That'll bring up James Butler. So Tommy Molesky goes 5 innings for West Valley. Gives up the 1 run on 4 hits. 2 runs on 4 hits. This pitch is taken for a ball. 1-0 the count to James Butler, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Grounded back to the pitcher and then flew out to right field. This pitch swung on and fouled off the screen behind home plate, so the count goes to 0-2 on Butler. 1-1 on Butler. Those 2 runs were both earned for Wenatchee. Molesky did not walk a batter, and he had 7 strikeouts. So a pretty good line, but he leaves with the game hanging on him right now. This pitch swung on a hit hard, but on a line right to the center fielder, Sullivan, who makes the catch for the out. So 2 up, 2 down for Wenatchee here in the 6th. That'll bring up pitcher Evan Smith.
Number 9, Evan Smith.
Well, Brody Mills was number 17. Looks like that's still 17 at first base. So I'm looking around the defense here for number 11, but it looks like Molesky is maybe out of the contest. This pitch misses low and away for ball 2, so quickly 2-0 on Evan Smith here for Wenatchee. Trying to see who they have in at shortstop. Looks like the shortstop has changed. This pitch misses low for a ball. So quickly 3-0 as Neisler, who was the shortstop, is now pitching. Maybe that is Molesky. No, that's a right-handed player out there at shortstop, and a 4-pitch walk given up to Evan Smith. So the Panthers get a runner aboard with 2 down. So at shortstop right now is Landon Burley.
That is the third baseman, number 17.
So Burley was at second. So he goes over to third, or to short, excuse me. Pitch on the way here inside and hits Moses Cox. So back-to-back situations for Wenatchee to put 2 aboard, and that'll bring up Owen Irvin. A little conversation, meanwhile, on the mound for Hannon Renteria and Neisler. So again, Brandon Neisler taking over for Tommy Molesky on the mound. It is Burley moves over to shortstop. Now the question is, who is at second base, because that is where Burley was. Possibly Hudson Freeze. That's what I get for not bringing my binoculars. Nonetheless, Irvin ready, and the pitch to him misses low for a ball. 1-0 the count. So Smith out at second base, Cox at first for Wenatchee, and a 1-0 count to Owen Irvin, who had a base hit and an RBI in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 this afternoon. The 1-0 pitch bounces in for a ball. A look by Smith at second with a long hesitation, thinking about heading for third, but he does not on a pitch in the dirt. And the count 2-0 here on Owen Irvin. So a hitter's pitch. See if Coach Josh Irvin puts the game in motion with Owen at the plate. And a toss to the bag at first, and ooh, that was close. But according to the base umpire, John Steiner, not in time. Close, but not quite. (2-0) count to Irvin. Pitch to the plate inside, and the runner from second goes. The throw down to third is not in time. Stolen base. The count, meanwhile, goes to 3-0 on Owen Irvin. Huge insurance run, sitting 90 feet away now for the Panthers. In a 2-1 contest, Wenatchee trying to get their first win of the season here in Game 1 of this doubleheader this afternoon. The 3-0 pitch by Neisler. And we get timeout call. Neisler feeling a little pressure here. And now another visit to the mound by Anthony Hannon Renteria. Can't quite see the uniform on our second baseman. I was hoping he was going to turn his back to me so I could see it. I know that Matthew Ortiz out there in center field has a good view of it. Now the runner for first goes, and no throw by the pitcher. Stolen base for Wenatchee. A heads-up play by Moses Cox, as Neisler had a visit on the mound and then went back to the rubber, so that means it's alive. So Cox, heads-up play, takes second base on the play. And a 3-0 count to Irvin. The pitch to the plate is a strike called. So ducks on the pond for the Panthers. 2 huge possible insurance runs in a 2-1 contest. The 3-1 pitch is low for ball 4, bases loaded. Ryan Branham now coming to the plate for, Brock Toffness coming to the plate for Wenatchee, who is 2 for 2 today with a base hit in the 2nd and an RBI, and a base hit in the 5th and a couple of stolen bases. Bases are jammed for Wenatchee. Pitch on the way to the plate is a strike on the inside corner, 0-1 to Brock Toffness. Defense playing back, trying to get the final out here. 2 down in the 6th. Bases are loaded. Pitch on the way, swung on and hit to the shortstop. He will field and throw the short route to second, and that'll get the final out on a fielder's choice 6-4 here in the 6th. The Wenatchee leaves a couple aboard. We'll head to the 7th frame. Wenatchee trying to close it out here, leading at 2-1. You're watching Big 9 Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
We were in Roseburg in the early 80s. Our oldest son, Dan, was a defensive back, a starter on that team. They in fact, became Oregon State champions, setting the first undefeated 14-0 season in Oregon's history. And a lot of people were losing jobs. Friends had left the community. It was a hard time. That football team and companies like Abby's kept that place alive and the community spirit alive. That's legendary.
Welcome back once again to Recreation Park. To the 7th frame we go, and due up here for the West Valley Rams, Isaac Frula, Hudson Freeze, and Landon Burley. We'll see if that's the order that Coach Ryan Johnson sends to the plate here. In fact, I can already see that the first one coming up is not Isaac Frula. It is Carson Sharp to bat for the first time here this afternoon to lead it off. In the 7th, as West Valley trails it 2-1. And the pitch on the way to the plate is a little outside for ball one. 1-0 the count to Carson Sharp. 2-1 ball game, tight one here this afternoon in the first of our doubleheader. The pitch on the way by Evan Smith misses for ball two. Boys nibbling on the outside. Wenatchee fans saying, hey, wait a minute. 2-1 pitch to Sharp, swung on and hit hard. Look out, and it may have hit one of the Rams that was up on the step of the dugout. Or maybe, hopefully, it hit the fence in front of the dugout. 2-1 to count here to Sharp on a sharp foul ball off the bat of number 15. 2-1 pitch on the way, swung on and hit foul at the third baseline. So the count now even to Sharp, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sharp listed as a junior, as a pitcher / first baseman. Trying to look around here defensively for Wenatchee. Looks like they also have made a change at catcher. Connor Christensen was a pinch hitter for the Panthers in the last frame. This pitch swung on and popped up in the infield. And calling for it is Evan Smith, and he will make the catch to help his own cause here. So 1 out in the 7th. Hudson Freeze is due up, but it will be Hudson Freeze to bat. Freeze is 0 for 2. He's grounded out a couple of times right to Joe Skyleman at short, so Joe be ready. First pitch on the way, and it is a little outside for ball one. So Christensen batted for Ivy. Ivy was out there in left field. I think Christensen is out there now. 1-0 count on the way. Here's a curveball in for strike one. Evens the count to Freeze at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now Landon Burley is scheduled to be up next. Can't quite see the number on the batter in the on-deck circle. A swing and a foul back behind home plate puts Smith in front in this count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it is Landon Burley who's in the on-deck circle for West Valley in a 2-1 contest. The 1-2 count and pitch by Smith is high for a ball. Trying to get him maybe to fish a little bit high with that fastball. Our broadcast brought to you by Clean Connection. Call Clean Connection to keep your carpet, upholstery, and air ducts clean for a healthier environment inside your home, locally owned. Find them at yourcleanconnection.com. Pitch swung on and hit. Hey, guess what? Joe Skyleman's got another one, and he'll field on a hop and throw to first base. 2 down here in the 7th, and West Valley's last chance here as Landon Burley steps to the plate with a couple of lineouts to the outfield. He lined out to center in the 3rd and lined out to left in the 4th. He'll step up here with 2 down and the game on the line for the Rams. And the pitch by Evan Smith on the way. Curveball misses high for ball one. Well, that is James Butler behind the plate for Wenatchee, so he's still catching. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Burley is across for a strike. Wenatchee fans feeling their first win of the season, possibly, in a few pitches. 1-1 count with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes, and final out at hand here for West Valley. Evan Smith trying to will his way to a complete game win here. Has given up just 1 run on 3 hits. Masterful performance by Evan Smith in game 1 of this doubleheader. As the count in his favor, a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way to the plate, swung on and foul down the left field line. Is it foul? Yes, it is, and it will stay foul. And the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Biosports Physical Therapy, Aqua Therapy, Sports Biomechanics, Orthopedic Physical Therapy, Orthotics. All you need to keep moving. Find them online at biosports.net. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 1-2 the count to Burley. Trying to keep it alive here for West Valley. The pitch by Smith. Swung on and popped up. Shallow center. Who's going to get it? Long run, and making the catch will be Kennedy, and that'll be the out that will determine it for Wenatchee as the Panthers get their first win of the season, taking down the West Valley Rams here by a final of 2-1. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Wenatchee. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors for West Valley as the Rams fall to 4-3 overall, 3-2 in Big 9 play. Wenatchee is now 1-1 in the Big 9, 1-4 overall after getting the win here this afternoon. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Abby's Pizza. For more than 50 years, Abby's has proudly served the Northwest with toppings to the edge. 100% real cheese and freshly rolled dough, making an Abby's Pizza night tonight. Again, that's going to finish up the first game of the 2 here at Recreation Park. Well, the Wenatchee Panthers knock off the West Valley Rams by a final of 2-1. Thanks for watching this afternoon here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Thanks for watching tonight's live coverage of local high school sports on the NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by Abby's Pizza, Biosports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for You. This has been a special presentation of NCWLIFE Channel Sports. We now return you to normal programming already in progress.